Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match. This is a new animated film from 2023, rated R, with a runtime of an hour and 16 minutes. As of the recording of this video, there is no Rotten Tomato score. There aren't even enough reviews on Letterboxd to get an average. Although it looked like there was plenty of around 3 stars or so. But in this film, action superstar Johnny Cage squares off against a sinister secret society that's plotting a nefarious scheme. However, the brutal fight against the bloodthirsty warriors of Nether Realms is just the beginning. This film is directed by Ethan Spalding and it stars Jennifer Grey, who voices herself. Jennifer Grey is a very notorious actress from the 80s. Dirty Dancing, Ferris Bueller. We also have Joe McHale as Johnny Cage, Kelly Hu as Ashra, Dusan Brown as Chuck Golden. There's a couple more voice performances that I want to touch on, but they're a little bit spoilers, so I'll talk about them in a minute. I'll give you plenty of spoiler warning. So I didn't really know what to expect with this film, right? I think the Mortal Kombat Legends films, the first and second one are very well connected, definitely. The third one really kind of goes off the rail, but still manages to pretty much put everything into a context. And this film does the same thing. So I like that the creative team behind these films are putting the film first and then connecting everything in the mythology second. I think it's a very risky proposition to not connect everything and to kind of build or kind of explore what it is to be kind of like your own canon. Uh, but I think in this case it works out. This is a film set in the 80s, or at least it has a very 80s look. A really fun all the designs, the culture, the neon color palette, even the way this stuff is colored in the animation. Like there's always like this little neon touches, outlines that I really enjoy. I think my favorite thing of the film, Joe McHale is perfect as the voice casting for Johnny Cage. I know for a long time people were fan casting him to play the live action version of Johnny Cage, and it makes sense, right? He has, well, not maybe not personally, but the characters that he played have that Johnny Cage type of confidence, that swagger. He's also pretty, physically built. Like he's a tall man, so that really works out. And he can really go to those places, the little douchey touches, but with a heart of gold that Johnny Cage is kind of really well known for. There's some really interesting Easter eggs and cameos, which I'll talk about my favorite one at the end of the review once we get into spoilers. But look, in my notes, I even put, is this even Mortal Kombat? Who cares? I didn't. I was just in for a fun adventure. I think the pacing of the film is a little bit all over the place. It starts off very clearly in a pointing in a certain direction, then things take a turn, and we kind of go on this really wild ride for the middle of the film. But everything kind of definitely like the story overall, it makes sense. Everything's kind of connected. Everything that they had planned. Um, there's a lot of fourth wall breaking because I feel like that's kind of that it really makes sense with the character of Johnny Cage. I don't know that many other characters in Mortal Kombat could pull this off, but Johnny Cage makes everything about himself. So of course, in his animated film outing, he's gonna want to address the audience and kind of put himself over. And like I said, this is all being driven by Joe McHale. Really cool character designs for sure. I think they really fit the prototype of this '80s action star. Um, we get some really insane titles. I also thought that the addition of Jennifer Grey, which the character really evolves and everything, like it's a really interesting aspect of the film. Like I don't even know how you would pitch this film, but I'm glad that it happened. I think it's a really fun overall kind of way to chase the story. Um, the movie's definitely very self-aware at how ridiculous the premise is and everything that it's doing. It knows it's a Mortal Kombat film. It knows that it needs to deliver on some of those like gut punches. It needs to deliver on the action, but also it knows that it wants to have a good time and fun. There's a lot of satire for 80s movies, all wrapped up in these little Mortal Kombat flavoring packages that just really work out. And like I mentioned, there's a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of characters, kind of like really not so much deep lore. But if you haven't been current on, like, this isn't just about the main characters in Mortal Kombat, right? I think it really expands on everything. So, uh, let me get a little bit into spoilers, but before that, I really enjoyed the film. If you have been watching these Mortal Kombat Legends, this one's definitely a change of pace, but it's still really entertaining. It feels like the people that made this really understand and really enjoy Mortal Kombat, but want to bring something different than what we've had in the other films. Now, where all this is going, I'm not sure, but I'm here for it. As long as they keep making these films, I'll keep watching them. It's definitely always worth the ride. So far, it's always been worth the price of admission, and I want I'm always down for a little bit more Mortal Kombat in my life every once in a little while. So, funny enough, this is released digitally on the same day as another video game, which probably really split up the attention of the Mortal Kombat fandom. But let's get a little bit into spoilers. So, if you haven't seen the film, make sure to go watch it and come back. I just wanted to credit also Gilbert Godfrey, the late Gilbert Godfrey, voicing David Dugley, who is Johnny Cage's agent, and also Robin Atkin Downs, who voices Shinnok. So this secret society, and like I mentioned, we are deep into spoilers. The secret society's plan is to bring back Shinnok into Earthrealm. This is done by Jennifer Grey, who is actually a demon, from NetherRealm, and they all these demons have kind of built a secret society in Hollywood to put themselves in places of power to be able to attain all these goals, which is a really insane, uh, really fun kind of like conspiracy theory like approach to the film. And Johnny Cage has to navigate his way through all this while trying to save his movie. So that's what he cares about. He wants to save his movie. So I really like that. Uh, I think Deshaun Brown as Chuck, who is Johnny Cage's assistant, was also fantastic. I don't want to go too deep into him, but all the voice performances are great. Kelly Hu as Astra as well, who's another demon, but she's actually working for the good guys. We get a little bit of a cameo Raiden, and then we get to pay off some things that we set up, including the fact that Chuck becomes Mocap, who is this character from, I think, only one of the games had Mocap, which is a really fun Easter egg. And then also at the end of the film, not really an end credit scene, but right before the credits, we get to see the paparazzi are seeing Johnny get ready to go on a trip. And then, of course, this is the trip that we know takes him to the first tournament, the first Mortal Kombat tournament from the first game. We also get to see a little bit of footage from the first game as they kind of work it into the story. Like Johnny inspired this franchise of video games. We get to see a character dressed up as Superman because this is a WB animation film, so they managed to also make that happen. And yeah, this is just a really fun, good time. I really enjoyed it, even with the nonsense of everything that's going on. And it leaves at a good place because you know what? From there, we can either imagine that all the things happen as we know they happen in the Mortal Kombat mythology, like this just kind of leads right into that, or we could get another movie where we actually get the tournament that we know, right? Which could be a little bit different from the original film, where there was a tournament, but everything didn't play out exactly as we thought it did. So, yeah, I don't know. It makes me want to go revisit the other films to see if this kind of loops back around to everything, or if this is something that's going to continue. I know the previous one definitely didn't have anything to do because there was a lot of time messing with time and the timeline shenanigans by Kano. So yeah. Anyways, highly recommend you check this out if you're a Mortal Kombat fan. Let me know what you thought about this film down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.